16 wickets fell on the first day of the LV County Championship match between Derbyshire and Glamorgan at the 3A County Ground, where Alex Hughes produced the best figures of his career of 4 for 46. Conditions on the surface and overhead were perfect for bowling, and after Wayne Madsen won the toss, he watched Tony Palladino find the inside edge of Jacques Rudolph's bat with his third delivery of the match. That gave Gareth Cross his 200th first-class dismissal behind the stumps. Palladino delivered a superb opening spell. He didn't concede a run until his 6th over, and so had figures of 2 for 0 when he trapped Will Bragg in front on 6. He then had 3 for 1 as he found enough movement to have Ben Wright caught by Wes Durston in the slips, with the score on 15 for 3. Palladino came off with the figures of 8 overs, 5 maidens, 3 for 7. Murray Goodwin was dropped before he'd scored, and that allowed him to at least start to put some runs on the board after a sluggish start. Only 33 runs had been made off the first 21 overs, and then Hughes trapped Chris Cook in front for 11, before Tom Taylor joined in to have Jim Allenby caught at the wicket by Cross with a total reading 50 for 5. It had been a sensational morning for an improving Derbyshire team who came into this match on the back of an excellent victory in Cheltenham last week over Gloucestershire. Goodwin and Mark Wallace had to use all of their experience to try to get their side back on an even keel. It was a green pitch, and the humid conditions also saw the ball move plenty in the air, but these two batsmen were able to see out 19 overs in adding 64 runs for the 6th wicket. It was one of the rare moments during this day when bat got the better of ball. But Glamorgan then lost their last 5 wickets for 24 runs in 7 overs after Goodwin on 44 was taken behind off Hughes as he tried to leave the ball alone. Wallace had made 30 when he edged Mark Footit to Hughes in the slips, while James Harris's return to his old county on loan from Middlesex began with him making 6 runs before he nicked Hughes to Madsen. Mark Footit then wrecked Willow in stumps to leave the visitors on 138 for 9. And before another run had been added, Hughes grabbed his 4th wicket as Dean Koska was the latest to keep the slip cordon busy. Hughes ended with a career best 4 for 46, while Palladino took 3 for 14 from 14 overs. Derbyshire's 4 seamers had bowled brilliantly as a unit, but Glamorgan's attack was soon fighting back after Ben Slater got going with this boundary. Harris would no doubt have been delighted to have been back with the county he spent 6 years with, and he got the first wicket, although Billy Godalman can count himself unlucky as the ball brushed the back pad rather than the bat on its way through to Wallace. The bowlers tried to utilise the conditions by pitching the ball up, and on occasions they just got their lengths wrong to allow Madsen to play through the line of the ball. With 42 overs to get through, the Derbyshire skipper would have been hopeful of ending the day with his side well ahead. But they were set back when Madsen himself lost his balance and was LBW to Allenby after making 18. Owen then struck in his first over by having Shivnarine Chanderpaul LBW, although the ball appeared to pitch outside leg stump. Chanderpaul had to go though and left with his side on 63 for 3 with 23 overs still left in the day. Durston, as he so often does, decided that the best policy was to go on the attack. He hit that 6 off Owen and added a whole host of other boundaries too, as he started to make this his side's day. It may be true to say that the visiting attack weren't quite as accurate as their hosts with the ball in their hands, while the introduction of spin, the form of Koska, didn't really work, as Durston tucked into him as he moved to a fine 50 off 50 balls. He was also being well backed up by Slater, who worked really hard for his runs at the other end to allow Durston to play his natural game. He and Slater had their side in a commanding position as they added 63 runs for the 4th wicket, Durston making 50 of them. But 3 wickets at the end of the day restored parity just about. Durston edged Harris to Rudolph. Slater was given out caught behind off Michael Hogan on 40, although he suggested that the ball brushed his arm rather than the bat. And night watchman Taylor came and went in one ball as some prodigious movement off the pitch from Hogan saw the ball clatter into his stumps. It was an extraordinary delivery, which ended a rather extraordinary day. 280 runs have been scored for the 16 wickets that fell, and that means that Derbyshire will start the second day with a lead of 4 on 142 for 6. No batsman will fancy being out in the middle for too long unless the conditions begin to alter significantly.